All right. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but I was kind of tracking what was going on as it happened, and it was the Cavaliers Kings game, and Cavs won, of course. They were playing at home, but you guys are probably already going to hear about this, but I was kind of watching it transpire on my computer. But LeBron, triple-double, 23 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. That's not too surprising. He actually had a triple-double like midway through the third quarter, so okay, that's one great thing. That's his 5th triple-double of the year. He also had 3 blocks. And Mo Williams, 43 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and a steal. So, that's always great because, Mo Williams, he's like on the fence right now when it comes to the All-Star game. There's about a 50% chance he does make it, 50% chance he doesn't. So I think it's kind of cool that he explodes in this game, and hopefully that can push him into the All-Star game because, this Cavs team is really, really good. And it doesn't feel quite right if they'd only have one All-Star. So I think this game could push Mo Williams into the All-Star game. And, he was 2 rebounds away from getting a triple-double. You think LeBron could have given him a couple of his because he had a couple to spare, But I don't know when the last time that would have happened when, 2 teammates in the same game had a triple-double. I would guess that Pippen and Jordan did it at some point. But another thing, had Mo Williams gotten 2 more rebounds, both players would have gotten triple-doubles in the same statistical categories. Usually it'd be like one guy goes points, rebounds, assists, and another guy goes points, rebounds, steals, or points, assists, steals, or something. So we missed out on a decent piece of history there probably, but not by much. And they 2 big-time players stepping up, and very, very entertaining. But enough about that. I'm kind of tracking the Laker game right now. Actually, I need the Lakers to win by 12 or more. I've been thinking more about this Super Bowl matchup, this Arizona-Pittsburgh game, and I haven't really changed my mind about anything because it's like there's really not much of a precedence for this game. I just don't get any feel for it. If Philadelphia was playing Pittsburgh, I'd have a feel for that. If Pittsburgh was playing New York, I'd have a feel for that. Even if it was like Baltimore versus Arizona, I'd have more of a feel for that. So here's what I got. I was looking at the Vegas lines, and right now the over-under is what, 47? I think that's a lot of points. I'm not sure who made that line, but you have to consider we're talking about this game. The matchup involves what is it? The best defense in the league and one of the best defenses that we've seen in a long time. Oh, the line is at 47. Yeah, like I said, and Pittsburgh brings in one of the best defenses we've ever seen, maybe, and definitely the best defense this year. And the Pittsburgh offense really isn't that good, and they're going up against an Arizona defense that's been playing really great lately. So I don't know about that one. The only thing I can think of is Vegas is planning for a defensive touchdown or 2, or a special teams touchdown, because the last 2 Pittsburgh games, their last 2 games in the playoffs, they hit the over. In the San Diego game, one of the main reason they hit the over was because their scoring got jump-started by the punt return touchdown by Santonio Holmes. And in the Baltimore game, they hit the over because of the Polamalu interception return for a touchdown. Believe me, I would know. I took the under. But maybe Vegas is just trying to plan for that possibility. I'm not really a fan of counting on defensive touchdowns and special teams touchdowns because it's really not something you can count on. I would just never depend on something like that. So I look at that and I definitely say, well, I'm going to take the under here. That's my first recommendation. Game, Pittsburgh is still favored by 7. I might I don't know if I'm going to bet on this game. I probably will, just because it's the last football game of the season and I want to get in on that, but you guys might want to stay away from this one. But since I'm really, really uncertain about this game, since I don't have a particular feel for it, I would say take the points, take Arizona +7. You know, if the game goes to overtime, you win no matter what. If the game is close, you should be good. You know, this game could get out of hand real quick. Like, it could just happen that Arizona just starts fumbling the ball everywhere and Pittsburgh jumps out to a 20-point lead and game's over by the end of the first quarter. But I think you're probably better off taking the points. But I guess the real issue here is who's going to win. That's what we're all asking. So, again, it's the same issue. I don't know, guys. It's the same issue. Is Arizona a really good team? Or are they an okay team that the NFC made look really good? And there's no way to answer this until after this Super Bowl's done. It's you know, you can't look at the regular season because A, they only played 4 AFC teams, and B, they're a completely different team now. This is not the same Arizona Cardinals that went 9-7 in the regular season. I can't explain it, but it's almost as if the team, after they clinched the division, after they got their 9 wins, said, well, screw it, we don't care, we'll turn it on at the end and play our best football in the playoffs. And usually teams cannot do that. It looks like this Arizona team did. Because if you look at the regular season, they weren't beating NFC teams either. They lost to the Redskins, they got killed by the Eagles, they lost to the Giants. Within their division, I think they went 6-0 in their division, so there was that. And then they did beat the Dolphins and Bills out of the AFC. So other than the teams within the division, and none of the teams in the division were very good, they beat one NFC team. I think it was the Cowboys in that overtime game. So that would mean they lost to the Vikings. There we go. It was the Vikings, and there was some NFC. Oh, Panthers. They lost to the Panthers too. So it's not the same team. So it's really hard to answer this. And in the playoffs, they've looked great, but they've been playing NFC teams. And for all I know, all the NFC teams are garbage, and Arizona just took advantage. So I don't know what the right answer is, but, you know, I'm thinking about this, and the way I look at this game is, first of all, I don't see Pittsburgh being able to run the ball. I think Willie Parker is going to get shut down. He's going to be a non-factor. I think the Arizona coaching staff and the defensive line is really going to take care of business there. That's the first thing I feel. Pittsburgh offensive line is kind of a variable right now because it was so awful to start the year, and it's been getting better, but it's still a somewhat of an issue. So there's that. And Fitzgerald, a lot of people talking about Fitzgerald in this game. You know, if he's on his game, there's nothing you can do as a defensive back. His height combined with his ability to jump, if he is on his game and if the ball is being placed well, there's really nothing you can do but hope he drops it. You have to hit him as hard as you can and hope he drops it. And Fitzgerald doesn't drop too many balls. So I'm not going to make a pick yet, but these are just some things I see in this game. So it's going to be all about the pressure you get on Kurt Warner. If Kurt Warner has time to throw and he gets chances to just throw it up to Fitzgerald, Arizona will win that matchup more often than not. Because really the Pittsburgh corners aren't that good. You've got Ike Taylor, who's actually a really good player. And then you got Deshae Townsend and Brian McFadden and I think William Gay. It gets a little thin. And, you know, Troy Polamalu is a great safety. Ryan Clark is a heavy hitter, but I don't know how great a player he is. So that's something they can do. I don't think there's going to be any running here in this game, actually. The more I think about it, I don't think Arizona is going to be able to run the ball against Pittsburgh at all. I have a feeling Pittsburgh's running game will get shut down, and it's going to come down to the quarterbacks and the passing game. And once again, it's the eternal question: how good are the Cardinals? make a pick before the game, but not right now.